Welcome to the Big Biz Show.
Taking care of business.
You want fast-talking, hard-hitting discussions on business and finance? Maybe with a barroom slant and some really salty peanuts? We're not counting calories. We're counting cash. Before we get to the man with the financial plan, meet the money team. Costa, Mary, and Greg. Now Captain Finance himself, Sully.
Damn it, where's the bell? Gosh.
Oh my God, he's already messing things up. We're not even 4 seconds in.
Sorry. Oh, hold on. There we go. I just want everybody to know across America and the rest of the world, it's the button that says bell on it. Good Lord, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, welcome to the Big Biz Show. Holiday week here. We're looking forward to Thanksgiving. I know.
We had elves sneak in the middle of the night and decorate this.
It really looks so good as we get ready for not only Thanksgiving, but Christmas. Christmas basically starts the day after Easter now.
It started already for us. My tree's been up for a week.
Has it really been? Okay,
Yeah.
see, I'm good with that. But our whole studio has been decorated to represent the holidays. But like I said, we are a couple days away from Thanksgiving. Greg and Sully, they are off getting some
vacay already.
Well-deserved vacation.
Lucky guys.
Two of the hardest working men in the business. That's what they will tell you every single time.
That's what they will tell you.
So it's Mary Bergavin, I'm Costa, another edition of Nunya, and of course, the best in the business, the Day Trader Trio. Gentlemen, how are you?
That's
Can you give me something?
Absolutely.
Hey.
All right, so when we come in and the band starts practicing and they're doing their thing and we're doing our thing, and James East mentions to me that he mentioned to us last week he is hosting Thanksgiving this year. And he said, hey, the Popeyes frozen turkey is in the freezer at his house. James East, I applaud you. You're a great American.
Try that.
Thank you very much.
It's I think it's what the Pilgrims and our indigenous people had in mind.
Have you had it before, or is this your first year?
This will be the first year
Okay.
after hearing Mike say he's, 7 years in now?
7 years in, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And this will be 50 years since all my siblings have been together for Thanksgiving.
Are you serious?
No way. So how many are there of the East family?
7.
Whoa.
So
5 guys and 2.
And 2
Yep.
girls. Yeah.
So everybody in the East family came west?
Hey.
Thank you so
Or
much.
South.
I'll be here all week. It's also a very, very special week as well because one of the guys who is the backbone of this company of Loft 100 Studios, Sully Entertainment Group, is Curtis Matovich, who does a ton of things.
He's been here the longest.
He has been here the longest,
Yeah.
and I understand it is his birthday
Hey.
this week. So if we could have Curtis Matovich please come on out here.
Come out here. Come on out, Curtis.
To the bar. Curtis, let's
Come
go.
on.
Don't be shy.
Finally, they remember my birthday.
Look at you. He's trying to talk. You're not liked. Come on out.
Come on, man.
You guys, I think he's also the nicest human being I've ever met.
They finally remember.
There he is.
He is the.
Curtis wins for
Where is he?
They finally remember my birthday.
Happy birthday to
Me. Happy birthday to me. Myself and I. Birthday to me. And then at least 3 more.
Exactly.
We love birthdays around here. Oh my gosh. Are those donuts? Yes.
They are frosted donuts.
Curtis, I just have to say, since and I'm maybe one of the newer members to the Loft 100 family and stuff, but every company needs that guy who doesn't ask why, who just does it and always greets you with a smile and busts his ass and is the reason for a company's success. And certainly you are that person.
Well,
I love you, and I love being able to work with you. And I know I speak on behalf of everybody here.
Well, I always ask why after everybody's quiet.
He does ask why. On the slide.
What are the big plans? What are the big plans for the birthday?
More pumpkin pie
Hey, donuts.
and donuts.
What's in the bag? What did we get you?
All right, listen, much more to come. We will find out what is in the bag. Stay here. Much more at the Big Biz Show right after this. Wherever you're watching, wherever you are listening, we welcome you to the Big Biz Show. It is the Thanksgiving holiday edition. Hope everybody is getting ready for the big Thursday.
Yeah.
Whether you're traveling, you're staying home, as always, be safe and enjoy the Thanksgiving. Costa and Maribert Godwin with you. It's unofficially another edition of the Nunya Show,
Business.
as in Nunya business.
Speaking of traveling,
Yeah.
we got someone who traveled this week just for us.
Corey Perlman, who is one of our favorite guests and is opening our eyes as far as social media and the impact of social media is concerned. Social media keynote speaker. He is the owner of Impact Social Media Incorporated. The websites to go to are CoreyPerlman.com and ImpactSocialMedia.com. And we are so great to have him in studio for the first time. Mary,
Here.
Mr. Perlman, how are you?
I'm doing great.
It is always great when we have our Zoom guests come in and we realize they actually do have legs and a torso.
You're all the way from Georgia.
All the way from Georgia.
Wow. Well,
Right.
we're stoked to have you here.
Yeah.
You're some of my favorite hosts.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I really appreciate
We
And-
get, we get that a lot when we're by ourselves.
I know.
Understood.
We are the favorite. The favorite. Just
favorite.
don't tell, Big
Yeah.
Dog. So it's a perfect time that you're here because I was just thinking recently, a topic came up in our organization about posting on Thanksgiving. And I thought, I know when I was in social media a long time ago, we would always post a Happy Thanksgiving from like a corporate brand name. And I was just thinking, that's just a waste of space. It's going to get buried in the algorithm, and who really cares if our brand is saying Happy Thanksgiving, or do they? And should businesses be doing that?
I agree with you that I think if you just generically post Happy Thanksgiving, it's a waste.
Yeah.
But if you can authentically post something, maybe it's a team picture, maybe it's you guys out there in the communities.
Mike with his Popeyes turkey.
Yeah, something that makes it a little bit more authentic and fun and real, then I think it works.
Okay.
Okay, so, but by posting Happy Thanksgiving, does it fall into that realm of, companies saying, well, what if there's somebody out there who hates Thanksgiving, or what if there's somebody out there, it's like, well, wait a second, that the Pilgrims brought smallpox to the indigenous people of the Americas.
You're gonna get
and
that, right?
This isn't a Happy Thanksgiving.
I'll give
do
you
you
a real
do?
world. Well, I'll give you a real world example that we screwed up on. We said Happy Thanksgiving for one of our clients, and they're a Canadian company, and it's not their Thanksgiving.
Oh, God. That's too good.
It's important to
man.
remember.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
really good.
But generally speaking, I think you're pretty safe with things.
No, and then also right on the heels of Thanksgiving, actually now it's before, is this Black Friday.
Yes.
I mean, that has taken over the world, and I don't mind I'm already halfway done with my shopping, to be honest, because Black Friday started last Friday.
Yes.
Of course.
And so businesses needed to get in on this a while ago, right?
Yes. When it comes to advertising or promotion, you're already late. But there is one holiday that I will say that I love for businesses to double down on.
Arbor Day?
No.
Cyber Monday.
No. Small Business Saturday.
Oh, big
Ooh, that's
time.
a good one.
Yeah.
Is that this Saturday?
That is this
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Love Small Business Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Because we all know the little guy gets trampled.
Yes.
The little woman gets trampled by the big monsters out there. Corey Perlman is with us, social media keynote speaker. His book is Authentically
we got a
Social:
copy.
Breakthrough by Being You. And the guy who wrote that book, of course, is right here inside Loft 100 Studios. We just had an election, if you didn't know this.
Yeah. Heard on Twitter.
Yeah, and to that point, the vitriol now that Trump has won again seems to be stronger now that the election has been put to bed than it really was heading up to the election. And as far as, is that just a lose-lose race to the bottom? Anybody out there trying to maybe trying to get on social media and saying, hey, we need to come together, okay, hey, we're still a great country, et cetera, because I see people trying to extend olive branches, but people are swinging back with sledgehammers nope, sorry.
I think it's still pretty raw, for people that it didn't go their way. So I think give it a little bit of time. We're still early.
Yeah.
I do think that, X is seeing a little bit of a downslide in terms of a lot of people leaving X. And there's a new site called Blue Sky.
Yes, I'm seeing that all over my feed. I just Googled it.
Yeah, and I were seeing some people go that direction as sort
Could
of.
you tell us what it is exactly?
Yeah, so it was created by the ex-founder of Jack Dorsey from Twitter.
Yep.
Dorsey? Is it
Yes.
Dorsey?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be the antithesis, if you will, to X and Elon Musk's Twitter. And so we'll see if it happens. They got currently about 20 million people on there.
Wow.
And they've seen a huge increase recently after the election.
Is it I was seeing it as called a like short form blog content
Yes.
type of thing. So there's no character limit, or if it is, it's way more than what X has.
Correct. And what they're trying to do is really compete with everything we don't like about X. So, for example, the algorithm choosing content for you. There's supposedly, more authority for you to get your own content that you want, as opposed to it feeding you content. We'll see if that actually.
Is there hashtags and photos and links and all those?
Those things are still in there, but
Okay.
yeah, it's supposed to be a nice version. We'll see if.
But so how do you police? I mean, you can't police that.
Yes. Sorry, that was the other thing, is the AI piece of it. That was, you just triggered a memory that they're saying that they won't have AI mixing in with, messing with the algorithm and trying to
like bots type of thing.
Yeah, that's going to serve
Okay.
you up like negative content or fake news.
Okay.
Of that nature.
Corey Perlman, CoreyPerlman.com, ImpactSocialMedia.com. Corey Perlman with us here in studio today. As far as holiday posting on social media, if you're going to try to, I'm thinking in terms of, if you're going to use a Christmas tree, well, you better use the Star of David. If you use the Star of David, well, you better use the Kwanzaa symbol. If you use Kwanzaa symbol, you better use this. You better use that.
Yep.
Is that the rule of thumb? Make sure you are touching every single group, more so they don't come after you than really the message.
We have clients that are really big into Christmas and their cultures around Christmas, and that's who they are. So that's what they post about, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
If you double down on who you are as a company, your values, your culture, I'm totally okay with that. Generally speaking, sure, you should be universal, because you are going to offend some people that maybe are not Christians or whatever the case may be. But at the bottom line is you got to be you, and if your culture is predominantly a Christmas culture, then Christmas is okay as far as I'm concerned.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to segue into 2025.
Okay.
But going back to Blue Sky, is it something that you think that businesses should be involved with, or is it more a personal platform at the moment?
I'm glad you asked that question, because that's what businesses are wondering right now.
Yeah.
And I'm more of conservative for that particular aspect, to hold tight and let's see what happens. Because there's a lot of sites that we would have talked about 2 years ago that have died a slow death. Mm-hmm. Google Plus, God rest its soul.
Oh, I remember that. That
Right?
was a train wreck.
So slow your roll.
What about Threads?
Threads, we thought it went as far up and as quickly down as it possibly could go. So I say hold tight. Don't be a jack of all social media sites, master of none. Focus on a few and do them really well. Wait and see.
That would be a 2025. Is there anything in particular? I mean, I know LinkedIn was on a big trajectory for a while for businesses in specific.
Yep.
Is that still a trend you're seeing?
The two platforms that we see the most of business seeing results on are LinkedIn and Instagram. Would be the two platforms that I would say focus on most in 2025. And let's see what happens with the other ones. In the minute or so that we've got left with you, and Corey Perlman in studio with us, CoreyPerlman.com, ImpactSocialMedia.com. If people are having, are you helping people that are in trouble, or people who are just starting to get going? Or, do you paint with a very broad stroke as far as who you can touch and what you can help with? We and a lot of other agencies are the same way. You understand the value of social, you just don't have time to do it effectively and consistently. Gotcha. And so that's what my team does, is we take your content, we package it up in snackable pieces and do it over a consistent basis. Is the best way through the website to reach you and say, hey, we need help, we screwed up, or we're looking to launch it? The website's great, but if I didn't say our social media platforms, then we'd clearly be doing something wrong, so I'd say our social media.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the plans for the company in 2025? If you can, in 10 seconds or so. Get bigger, stronger, keep rolling.
Yeah, keep serving people. Maybe get another book out and come see you guys again.
Yes.
The book is Authentically Social: Breakthrough by Being You. Corey Perlman is the author. Corey, great to see you in person finally.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Safe travels back to Georgia.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Corey Perlman with us. More with the Big Biz Show right after this.
What are some of the pitfalls that maybe some businesses might run into when they're looking at distribution?
Yeah, they're constantly underestimating, believe it or not, the ease of it or the importance of it. It's execution. Execution is so very important, but if it's not on shelf, it's not for sale.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Marion Roberts juice if it's not on shelf.
Right.
So distribution trusts us, and so does retail, and our team is incredible.
Wherever you are watching, wherever you're listening, it is the Big Biz Show. I'm normally sitting at the bar, but Sully and Greg getting some much-deserved time off for the Thanksgiving holiday. And with me, as always, Mary Bird Godwin. Hope everybody is starting to enjoy their holiday season. Special shout out to the best in the business, the Day Trader Trio.
The best.
Joining us now is Jessica Zempel. She is the founder of, and I really had to practice saying this,
Yes.
Life Shucker, because it kind of rhymes with another word I'm so fond of. But anyhow, the website is lifeshucker.com. Jessica with us here in studio. Good to see you.
Thanks. See you.
Talk to us. I'm sorry.
I'm just so happy she's here.
Oh my-
She and I have known each other for a while. She was on America Trends a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of shucking your life and shucking the things that you don't need anymore. And she and I talked, and we just talk for an hour. So this is going to go well.
You say simpatico. You sometimes connect with somebody where you have so much in common.
Mm-hmm.
Give us the genesis of Life Shucker. Why Life Shucker? Where did it come from?
It starts with the idea that everybody's a pearl. And it's the grit in our life that actually makes us beautiful and sparkly. And
I love that.
Thanks.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. So many of us are ashamed of things that have happened or, our life. And I just want people to know that it's actually part of why they're beautiful and magnificent. And the other part of the metaphor is that there's shells around our pearls, and we close them in times of fear, natural. But if you're in your shell too long, it's dark, isolating, constricting, and you gotta shuck it open with love.
Yeah.
And
You
this-
just don't want to be an oyster in New Orleans. That's all.
Right.
Someone's going to consume you.
And
That's
this
right.
leads into, I think, one of the reasons you're here, which is your new movie, Cracked.
Yes.
And I watched it yesterday. Actually, I had seen the preview that you had posted, but I knew you were coming, so I watched the whole thing. And so talk to us about that, because I know, speaking of I now see why you went into this Life Shucker business and doing what you do. You are such a beautiful, let's say, pearl coming from a lot of hardship in your, growing up. So talk to us about Cracked.
Yeah, it's really a story of love between my father and me. He experienced schizophrenia, and the way it manifested for him, which isn't true for everybody, was a lot of violence and rage. And so it created a pretty turbulent childhood, and then years of hiding from him. And we didn't talk for about 25 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'll miss those years, but it wasn't safe.
Yeah.
So when you say hiding, like physically hiding from, I don't want to get hit, I don't want to be verbally abused, I don't want to be verbally or physically assaulted, like literally hiding.
Yes.
And you had a restraining order.
Yep. Our family got a 10-year restraining order, which was the first ever in Minneapolis because of all the violence.
Now, I had so many questions while I was watching it, and so I'm glad you're here. But schizophrenia is something we don't talk about in our society. I don't even know how common it is, but how it presents itself, because I think we see maybe homeless people or unhoused people that are talking to themselves, and that's one aspect of it. But it can affect, did he already have it when your mom married him? How did you all find out that he had it?
It started to show when he was in his 5 or 6 years old of age.
Oh,
I have journal entries from my grandmother that he was acting a little bit differently. And then when he went to the Marines is when it really got bad. In no way do I blame the Marines. I think anything that would have been tremendous pressure would have cracked him.
Right.
And in fact,
did he serve in a wartime or anything?
He didn't, but it was just too much pressure for him, and then it was the Marines that helped him so much in taking care of him with social workers and his medication and everything, and so I have a lot of gratitude for our military.
So did your mom know when she married him that he had that?
I don't think she did. I don't think people had words for it back then either.
I think that's one of my biggest questions is, is he's walking around, will he be able to, when he's, I guess, in his...
psychosis.
Yes, and his name is Dutch.
Yep.
Yes. So when he's Dutch, as you all knew him, would he be able to say, oh, by the way, I might come at you with a different personality?
Was there ever that moment of clarity where he went, hey, I think something's wrong, type of thing?
As far as I know, when he went into these states of psychosis, he was not aware of it. So it's like he would disappear somewhere and then come back and be confused and lost. And I think that's actually why he would call me 100 times a day, because he would go somewhere and then when he was back, he didn't know where I was or what I was doing. Okay. And so I had interpreted that as stalking and terrorizing me. But through all my healing and reconnecting with him and listening to his side of the story, I really feel like he was actually being the father that I always wanted him to be, just in a way that I didn't understand. And so that's why we reconciled.
Spammy, to use a term now that comes up, but because it was just coming at you a lot of different ways. Because do you know how many, wasn't it Sybil that had 9 personalities or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Did he know how many do you know how many he had?
I don't. As far as I can tell from conversations of people around him, he had one different type of experience that he would fall into.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Jessica Zempel is the founder of LifeShucker. Her website is lifeshucker.com. Her book, A Shuck This Way, reached #1 on Amazon, and Cracked, her new film to inspire hope and healing, launched back on November 11th. I'm a very handsome guy, so when people see me after 25 years, it's like, you haven't changed at all. No, but in all seriousness, 25 years, and then you go and you meet your dad for the first time. How did you think it was going to go versus how it actually went?
I thought I would remember him more than I did.
Okay.
He was really like a stranger, and that was
how hard is that? I was going to say, how hard is that to, wow.
Yeah. Just, here's this person that is my father, and to not recognize him or his voice was pretty wild. Yeah. And it also was beautiful because we got to start at that place. And it's almost like I got to wipe the slate clean. Not that I forgot everything, but at least we had a fresh start. But I do have a funny story about us reuniting. I was always taught to bring gifts to people's homes. So
sure.
I had picked up some cashews.
Love cashews.
And me too. And I had some association with cashews and my father. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to bring these, and I'm wanting to impress him and connect with him. And I get there, and he didn't have any teeth.
Oh, that's a problem.
Oh God! You gotta laugh at that. I mean, that's
totally.
Yeah. So did you present them, and you're like, oh?
Did he go? What kind of warped sense of humor do you have?
He had such a good sense of humor, so he just laughed.
She is Jessica Zempel, the founder of LifeShucker. Her website is lifeshucker.com. Her new movie, Cracked, launched. When was it? Where was it launched? I'm sorry.
In San Diego on 11/11 Veterans Day for him.
Check it out.
It's on YouTube.
Erasing the Stigma behind mental illness. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Jessica.
Have a safe and blessed Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Bob.
Jessica Semple, again, founder, LifeShucker, the website, lifeshucker.com. Keep it right here. More with Big Biz after this. Moving and grooving on another edition of None Ya Business. Costa and Marybird Godwin holding the fort down here in the Loft 100 studios. Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, we appreciate you being along for the ride. Of course, it is the Thanksgiving holiday. James, I'm just going to let you finish this because there's no way I'm going to do it right. Nice. Yeah, the DTT, everybody. Best in the business.
Seriously.
Costa Marybird Godwin with you, Sully and Greg, getting some well-deserved time off as we head into the...
They're prepping their turkeys.
Prepping their turkeys. I don't know what that's code for. I'm not going to ask. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Joining us right now is Nicole Rawson. She's the founder, executive director of Screen Time Clinic, and her website is screentimeclinic.com. Nicole, thanks for being in the studio. Great to see you.
Thank you.
And you have tackled and are helping us tackle, for lack of a better term, screen time addiction?
Yes.
Is that the best way to describe it?
Exactly.
Is it, in fact, an addiction?
It is, and there's a lot more research now. It's been well researched for over a decade now, but since the pandemic, it's really come front and center, and a lot more research pinpointing the brain activity and how it is a behavioral addiction, and how AI advances. You know, we're not anti-tech, but how the advances have really drawn us in.
I know Mary's got about a gazillion questions. What was the genesis or the starting point for you to, I guess, tackle this?
Well, the starting point from my years of teaching, I was a public school teacher, and I saw the progression with kids in school being unable to focus, always distracted on their phones, give them a one-to-one iPad, and instantly they're doing something they shouldn't be doing on it.
What age were you teaching?
I taught middle school and also high school.
Okay.
So I've seen kind of the gamut of the different age groups, how it impacts them. Some schools were introducing iPads and still are in kindergarten. But then also my own son, I had two sons very close in age. And one son was very drawn to the iPad. And, you know, baby Einstein, I thought was going to make him brilliant. They've since been sued and defunct. That's why you don't see them anymore, because actually things on screens do not make your kids smarter.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wonder.
No more baby Einstein. But I thought it was the best babysitter in the world.
Did too.
You know, I could get stuff done.
Did you use it on Toph?
Oh my God.
We had the whole box set and everything.
Oh, yep. It was like a baby Einstein bong. So they get their first hit of dopamine. And then they go from there to Angry Birds and Minecraft and Roblox. And for some
we
kids,
screwed it up.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't.
Spirals.
We weren't absentee parents. It's
No.
not like we'd feed him and then just park him down and hit play.
Right.
But he would say.
And we didn't know any better.
No, but we would take it the step further, that we'd go buy the toys that were seen in the stupid video.
Me too. So then you got all your paraphernalia.
Worst Thanksgiving holiday ever. Worst holiday ever. Nicole Rawson is the founder and executive director of Screen Time Clinic. Her website is screentimeclinic.com. Talk to us about toxic tech.
Yeah, so there's
Aside from Baby Einstein.
Yeah, right.
Exactly, because we want to know how it impacts our lives as adults and humans.
Yeah.
And some apps and the way technology is made is worse than others. And that's because of the persuasive design and how they capture our attention in ways that we're not intending. So you open up your phone to reply to a text message, and soon 20 minutes have gone by because
to me.
you get this little notification that says, go to Instagram to check that message, and bam, there's 30 minutes of your life you're never getting back.
Yes.
And it's not just the time lost, it's what it's doing to your brain and really activating that ADHD, the OCD, the gambling, all that reward pathway is being overstimulated. So my company provides solutions how to really take a break, relax from that, do a dopamine reset, rethink, and use tools.
I definitely need
all
that
the good
because
stuff.
I get sucked in. I mean, I am
we all do.
Addicted to this. I notice myself doing it. And I have a lot going on in my life personally with stuff. And so I'm just like, I need to check out is kind of my excuse. Instead of binge watching, I'll just scroll.
Right, and that's been proven to, even though we're looking calm, is it overstimulating our brain because all these data points that we're seeing and content that's not natural is being inundated, and a lot of it we're not even choosing what we're seeing. It's the algorithm showing us stuff that knows that it's engaging.
My family has a place on the East Coast we go to in the summertime, and we insist on one tech-free day during the vacation. I wish it was a whole vacation full, but it's 24 hours from the time you get up to the time
there you go.
That next morning where and my wife locks everything up in the cabinet, and these kids are twitchy.
Yeah.
They literally,
I would
like
twitch too, for
it's
sure.
a drug addict.
Yeah.
And where am I going to get my fix from? And we as parents, and tell me if you think it's the wrong way to go about it. We say, well, why don't you guys sit and talk with one another? Or why don't you go for a walk? Or why don't you do this or do that? And they look at us like we have two heads.
Right.
They're like,
well,
what do you mean?
It turns out being human is actually a lot harder than we thought it was. You know,
Great way to
like
put it.
having a
We talk about this with
conversation,
my daughters.
sitting patiently, being
Talking
able
on
to
the phone.
talking
is when
on the
my
phone.
daughters just gloss over when I say, "Why don't you just pick up the phone and call?"
Yes,
My old daughter's
to
like,
have a
"I can't do that."
conversation, to listen, all of this stuff. So by removing that stimuli, we can practice our human avatars and being human and practicing what it's like to be an adult or a little person, age appropriate, and really connecting with others because there's all these hormones flowing around us as we're talking. And that's also happening when we're looking at a phone. It's giving us hormones too. That's why you see cats jump up when you have a phone, or a dog will get jealous of you and your phone because we're actually really in love with our devices, and they're the most abusive relationship in our life.
Oh gosh. So, okay.
Go ahead, Mary.
Well, I was just thinking about this recently. This is my mind spinning when I have a conversation with myself, like, I need to get off this phone. And then I spiral into, I'm addicted to it. And then I'm like, the kids, and then this generation. But my mind will go to, this is the way of the next generation.
Yes.
So I'm now on the old side, and I'm like, these young kids are doing this. But that is, and I use that voice when I do it. But
Get off my lawn.
But then I'm just thinking, we can't fight the way this is going.
Well, we can though. We can.
Please tell us how.
And that's kind of the fallacy, and we're turning, all these excuses of why we can't into solutions on how we can do better. Because not everybody has to be tethered to their phone, and setting intentional boundaries really helps, especially for younger generation. Our brain doesn't fully develop till age 26. So we want to be really intentional with the younger kids, young adults, and model that behavior ourselves and give our own relationships the attention that it deserves, even adult relationships.
Nicole Rawson is the founder, executive director of Scream Time Clinic. Her website, please go there. I'm going to go there, screamtimeclinic.com.
Yeah, for sure.
Big tech, though, is battling against us.
Oh, I know.
A very large lobby in this country, huh?
This episode may never even come up in the algorithms because You know,
watch
once
your
they-
back walking
Yeah,
down. Or
exactly.
Watch your rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Once they start, all this stuff starts happening. It's just tick, 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 down, down,
But
down.
they're spending some coin trying to lobby the government and saying,
Yes.
everything,
Yes.
Baby Einstein is great.
Yes, and so they want to push the onus back on parents, parental
Yes.
control, which is actually harming the parent-child relationship
Yes.
because we see drugs are illegal, alcohol is illegal, you have to wear your seatbelt. Why should this be a parental choice? I know as a teacher, being a proficient parent is very rare, and it's something that is a luxury, honestly. So there should be widespread protections and not pitting kids against parents.
Well, and schools are now, at least some
Yes.
states are.
Shelve your phone when you come in the door.
Yes.
My kids can have
Yes.
their phone
Yes.
Love it.
during the class.
Yes, because it used to be schools against parents too, and parents saying, I have to be able to reach my kid at school.
Right.
And we want kids to go to school, relax, pay attention,
It does kind of
practice
remind
their
me when I,
human skills.
Asking them a question and they don't text back. But
No.
I have to watch myself.
We've got about a minute left. Are there solutions out there? I mean, is there a formidable force that is going, hey, parents and kids, we can do something, we can affect change?
Yes, it starts with education and awareness. So when you're saying we're at the lake house and we unplug for a day,
Yeah.
to really acknowledge that and say that is something valid and it's something worth doing for 3 days rather than 1 day, because that's when you'll get a real reset. But we provide personalized solutions. My company certifies other life coaches, parent coaches to be able to talk about this, guide others, because it's really a personalized solution for each family.
Screentimeclinic.com, the best way to get in touch with you and start that process. That is the website. Nicole Rawson, the
We need all
founder.
of our guests to talk.
Oh my God, the executive director of Screen Time Clinic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for
such
having
important
me.
stuff. All right, more with the Big Biz after this. Wherever you are watching, wherever you are listening, it is the Big Biz Show. We continue from sunny Southern California and the Loft 100 studios. Costa sitting here behind the bar. Sully and Greg getting some well-deserved time off for Thanksgiving. And of course, Mary Bird Godwin. Another episode of Nunya Business. It's what happens when we get control of the con. And of course, in studio with us always, the best in the business, the Day Trader Trio. James, ready? All right, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I'm getting there.
I just noticed there's still a bag of Funyuns on the stage.
Is it where?
Behind
Where?
Brian.
Oh,
They're hiding them from you.
it's my.
Oh,
kryptonite.
James has some too. Yeah.
You may have them. Belated Merry Christmas, James. Joining us back at the bar in kind of a what's going to be, I think, a very fun, informative roundtable segment. Corey Perlman, Nicole Rawson, and Jessica Zempel. They've been with us on the show today, talking about their various disciplines, and it's kind of crazy how really the three of them are so linked together. And I would say that the mental aspect of what social media and bad tech versus good tech, and Jessica, obviously mental illness as a whole, are kind of just intertwined there, and they go hand in hand. And Corey, you're helping people with social media, and people would say, well, God, Nicole must hate you because she's trying to say that, tech's bad, blah, blah, or some tech is
They're
bad.
gonna duke it out.
That type of thing. But you also, in your book, you have a chapter on the mental aspect of what social media can or does do for you.
Yeah, I say in the book that you can be on social media without being on social media. And what I mean by that is it can be your expertise and your perspective. We are in charge of our own content, but somebody else can post there so that we don't feel like we're forced to be scrolling mindlessly and posting updates day in and day out.
Nicole, and I am so guilty of it, that visceral, oh my God, somebody likes me. Yes. You post something on X or whatever, and then 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no one's
The
responding.
little red, alert. I'm like,
That's why it helps to have someone else manage it and really moderate those emotions, because you don't want to take it so personal. And it happens whether we want to or not when we're looking at comments and looking at likes. And that's how it's designed to be addictive and to keep us coming back. So I definitely am not anti-tech, but to be balanced. And for some people, balance is a lot different. It's not 50-50. If you're a highly sensitive, intelligent individual and you're compulsively scrolling, that is a big sign to have someone else manage it for you.
Jessica, you were talking earlier about your movie Cracked just opened up on November 11th, Veterans Day, and that relationship that was you had with your father, and then the large gap in between, and then getting to know him again in mental illness as a whole. And not only in today's society are you dealing with depression, or you may have something, your father has schizophrenia, that type of thing, but then you add the extra layer of stress, social media and tech and the screen and stuff. And I think for some parents out there, or people that might be think, I can't win this war. Is it a situation where you just, like Corey and Nicole have said, you just have to physically unplug it yourself and I guess heal yourself? With the help of, Life Sugar.
That's right. Well, one of the trends that I'm actually seeing with my clients are silent retreats. So I will actually work with people to unplug for 3 to 8 days at a time, and people love it. It's not easy. It's actually there's.
How do I check my fantasy team?
I just had a visceral reaction to that. I was like, I can't imagine that.
Well, 8 days.
But I need it. I definitely think I need it.
And you can survive too.
Yeah.
Everybody comes out of that.
Yeah.
They didn't really miss anything.
Yeah, it's beautiful, the results of that. But it's a process of detoxification and then reconnecting with ourselves, because that's really what's missing when we're using devices as distractions and numbing ourselves.
Nicole, was it with your kids, was it like a junkie going cold turkey? Or was it a slow process trying to wean them off of whatever was distracting them or hurting them?
Well, that's a lot what we coach parents about too, is whether it should just be a reduction, harm reduction, or abatement and abstinence, because a digital detox is a complete detox from it, and you can't achieve your neurological baseline if you're constantly getting microdosing of this agitation, whatever it may be. For some people, it's social media. For some people, it's scrolling the news that becomes very agitating. So we work with the client to see. My own son, it did work to go cold turkey and no more Minecraft, no more Roblox.
Sure.
All that
like
stuff.
ever? I mean,
well, he was 14, so we took it away then, and it lasted, he was bored for a month, very similar with my clients. It's all preparation and mindset, knowing what's going to happen, how to prepare, how they're going to react. Just like setting yourself up if someone is professionally managing your social media. You want to know what these steps are and what to expect. And I think that's the big part of the equation that's been missing.
Did you say Minecraft?
Yes.
Okay, you have kids, right, as well, Jessica? No. Okay, so my son, literally, he pulled me into his room one day, and this is a couple of years ago, and he said, Dad, look, I built our house. Literally, to a T, built the house we are living in. And I was like, oh my God, look, you're a future architect, and here we go. You're welcome, world.
But doing some more.
Well, yeah, but then, and I know there's some positives like that, because that, I'm able to compliment him and validate him, like, wow, that took some time. I understand that, you did a really good job, but it goes back to the baby Einstein thing. Am I really helping him, or should I say, get your ass outside, go run down the street, fall, eat dirt, do something, get off the screen.
Right, and the manipulation of building something with an actual model at their age, and using their hands and their true creativity, not this manufactured creativity that toxic tech is providing, is proven much more beneficial than just following the path of, I sat here and now I feel hungover because I was on tech for an hour.
So I know there was a lot of talk with, let's say, Instagram, Meta, and there's studies coming out saying they knew that a lot of this stuff was negative for kids and let's say teenage girls. Are they doing things about this? Is big
No.
tech taking any steps?
You certainly have to take it into your own hands. We were talking off stage that Zuckerberg himself doesn't let his kids on social.
It pisses
I
me
mean,
off
that
so
is
much.
just crazy to think about.
Rules
and
for
I'll
me,
give
but
you
not for me.
just a real quick example. My daughter, who's a teenager right now, she's on a screen break as we speak on Thanksgiving week, and it's been amazing. And she even said to me yesterday, and I'm not making this up, Dad, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
She actually told me she's loving it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
I can't thank the three of you enough for coming in studio. Very enlightening subject today. And of course, Mary Bergavin as well.
That was a great
Corey
show.
Perlman,
Thank you so
Nicole Rawson, Jessica Zempel as well. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
you.
Hope it's a great holiday for everybody. And that's going to do it for this edition of the Big Biz Show from everybody here at the Loft 100 Studios. Wherever you guys are this Thanksgiving, make it safe, make it great. We'll see you soon.